Hello everyone, welcome back to FairlyDeterminedFM with me. My name is Chris. I hope you're doing well. We did a end of season Millenarios wrap-up stream thing on Friday, just gone. We had 3 games to play we had 3 games we needed to win, I should say, and also we needed results elsewhere to go our way in order to stand any chance of getting into the Finalization final group champion stage bit. And we didn't do it. We lost our first game 2-0, I believe, and then we won the second one and the last one. The last one we won 4-0, playing some really, really good football. And I thought at the end of that match that, perhaps, there's hope for this team yet. And then I thought, well, actually, if they only perform this well when there's nothing to play for, maybe there isn't hope for this team yet. And I was umming and ahhing all throughout the stream about whether or not to continue with Millenarios or to cut my losses and move on elsewhere. And it was the decision was kind of made. We got a couple of news items coming immediately following that last game saying the squad was unhappy with the situation. The fact that we hadn't really won anything of note that season. The board was unhappy with the situation. I was unhappy. So we had players, board, manager all unhappy. And I decided to quit. So we resigned as Millenarios manager on the stream. And then followed 7 months of in-game time trying to find a job. A lot of big teams in Colombia wanted us. Junior FC wanted us. Deportivo Pasto, I think, wanted us. A couple of Argentinian second division clubs wanted us. None of the first division, none of the Brazilian first division either. In January, the MLS loaded in and the Canadian Premier League loaded in. Canadian Premier League had no managers at all to start with. The MLS had some information. So I didn't bother with Canadian Premier League, even though every single club in it offered me the job. Or offered me an interview, rather. So I didn't bother with that because I didn't. It seemed maybe Canada's somewhere you go in a couple of years' time when it's had a chance to build up a little bit of history because it was completely barren of everything. So we didn't do that. We didn't end up in the MLS. We didn't stay in South America. We did go back to Europe, and we've ended up at another club with some good players who consistently underachieve and are likely to absolutely drive me insane. Welcome to Tottenham Hotspur. There we go. This should be fine. This should be fine, shouldn't it? Right? This should be absolutely fine. The last time we were in the Premier League in the manager's journey was Liverpool in FM23, and that went well. I think we lasted about 6 months in that job before I decided to sack it off. I don't know how we've gone from Arundel to Topos to one of the top clubs in Colombia to Spurs in the space of about 5 years. I don't understand it. Now, last season was actually pretty successful for Spurs. They finished in 5th. I think they won a cup. Did they win a cup? Why can't I see their... Oh, I can see it here. Did they win the cup? I'm pretty sure they won something. No, they got knocked out of the FA Cup in the 5th round. Why don't I just do this? There we go. The FA Cup third. No, they got knocked out. FA Cup 3rd round. 5th round. So they didn't win anything last year. They got knocked out in the second leg of the Champions round 16 in the Champions League by Real Madrid. Knocked out the EFL Cup in the 3rd round by Watford. Knocked out they lost the Community Shield to City, which means they must have won the FA Cup the previous year. Yeah, they won the FA Cup final against Arsenal the previous year. Wow, that would have been a game. So yeah, they got knocked out of the FA Cup, knocked out the Community Shield, knocked out of the Champions League, knocked out of the EFL Cup, all of it. So they didn't have a successful time sort of trophy-wise, but they did finish in 5th in the Premier League. Pretty good. That's a pretty good season, isn't it? 5th for Spurs. Brighton, I've just seen, by the way, my beloved Brighton, have got the Europa League. Their manager, who was their manager? Who did I replace? Maurizio Sarri, who retired, and then I came in to steer the Sarri ship, I guess. Who have they had? So they went from Conte, who got sacked after a year, to Sarri, to me. That's good. That's going to be good, isn't it? They've still got Harry Kane. Harry Kane is still at the club at 34 years old. His contract's up next year, £225,000 a week. The squad is pretty old. Look at the age of the squad. It's pretty old. There's a lot of players over 25 in this squad. Most of them are over 25. And all the big boys, all the big players, Heung-min Son, Harry Kane, Højbjerg, Bissouma, Tielemans, all over 30. Eric Dyer's still there, he's 34. So there's a lot. I think there's a bit of a rebuild to do here. They've still got Kulusevski, which is good. He's clearly their like far and away their best player, or our best player now, I guess. It's a squad that needs some work for sure. Like it's Tariq Lamptey's there now as well. When did he join from Brighton? This season just gone. How much for? £54 million. Tariq Lamptey in real life cannot get a game at the moment. He's just been a bit injury prone. Anyway, there's a rebuild to be going on here, but they do have some quality in the squad. It's just aging quality. You know, there's not a lot of potential in terms of like youth players here. We've got this František Čemak, who's apparently worth 81 to 115 million. Sure, he's a central midfielder. He could be. I mean, he's decent. He's very good. Look at that passing. 19 passing, 17 vision. That is a playmaker right there. That is a playmaker. Dev centre. Who have we got in the youth squad? Anyone? Doesn't look like it. David Vasquez, currently on loan at Luton. We've probably got some space for him actually in the squad. Kyle Worsfold, 20-year-old English defensive stalwarty guy with 12 tackling. Great. Yeah, he could be pretty good. He's not at the moment. He's out on loan at Swansea. Under 18s, anyone? Enoch Rowe, 15-year-old English striker, could be 15 finishing at 15 years old. Blimey, technique of 15 as well. There's not a lot of depth outside of this first team squad as well. We've got a lot of average players who are old or aging. We don't have a lot of money. £29 million in the transfer budget. £281 million in the bank, which is pretty good. Got a little bit of wiggle room in the wage budget, about £400,000. I think this budget is going to be best spent bringing in some prospects, you know, to replace some of these aging players. You know, we've got a lot of defensive midfielders, which is good because I'm intending to play a 4-3-3 because I like the 4-3-3. I like it. I'm going to make it work if it kills me. Yeah, so we've got a lot of money. We've got a fair bit of money to spend, and I think we need to spend it bringing in some replacements. We absolutely need, clearly, a replacement for Harry Kane. There's still no Harry Kane replacement in this squad, and it's 2028. This is a problem that's been at Spurs for what, in real life, a good few years already. They still haven't solved it. I think the way it works out at the moment for this season is we'll have Harry Kane as the deep lying forward on support, right? Doing his thing where he drops into this space and then plays in balls, helps out the attacking wide players, score the goals. I think that's what we're going to do. You know, we'll have two wide players on attack, Harry Kane on support, defensively solid midfield, some good wing backs, hopefully, who have got Pedro Porro still here. Tariq Lamptey on the left, Tyrick Mitchell from Palace as well. Good signing. Look at the pace on him at 28 years old as well. Good tackling, can't really cross, but he can get up and down the wings. His work rate's insane. There's some work to do. We're not gonna play because the season hasn't actually ended. I've joined before the end of the season. What I wanted to do was just sort of show you the squad, give you a rough idea of what I want to do, which is essentially bring in some youth prospects. I want to get some sort of 20, 21, 22-year-olds who have got room to grow, you know, like 2.5 star potential, 2.5 star current ratings with a lot of potential to grow, because we need to bring this squad into the next generation, because Sarri and Conte have done none of that. There's been no succession planning at all. There's been no deals with an eye on the future, it seems. It's madness. Yeah, I mean, look at the defensive midfield. Yuri Tielemans and Yves Bissouma, both on the wrong side of 30. Central midfield, similar, Yves Bissouma, Yuri Tielemans. We definitely need some midfield reinforcements. We definitely need some centre-back reinforcements. And a striker is an absolute must. Cody Gakpo's 28. He'll be fine out on the left. Kulusevski out on the right-hand side. He'll be fine. Lamptey, I think, is 27. He's got a good few years in him left. So he'll be all right on the right wing. Tyrick Mitchell on the left. But we need some reinforcements, basically, in every position except the attacking midfields. I think priority is going to be defensive and central midfield and striker. If we can make £30 million stretch to reinforce these three areas of the pitch, central midfield, defensive midfield and attack, I think this transfer window will have been successful. So that's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm quite glad that this has happened I've joined the club before the end of the season, because it means that when we do the scouting and have a look at the players that we could bring in, they're all going to have stats that I can use to try and bring some people in. They don't want too much for next season. They just want to qualify for the Europa League via the league or whatever, or however you can do it. and reach the latter stage of the Champions League. The year after that, they want us to start challenging for the Premier League title, so they want us top 4, continue to challenge, I think, in that season. Basically, in 5 years' time, they want to be able to win the Premier League. So we need to get some players in now who are going to be able to help us do that if we're still here in 5 years' time. We don't know. My contract is up at the end of next season, so I've really only got this season to sort of put a stamp on the club. I haven't done any of the setup yet. I've literally just joined, so I haven't done any of the setup yet. So I'm going to go away, have a look at some players, figure out exactly what we need. I'm pretty sure I know what we need already, but really sort of like solidify that in my brain. And then we're going to come back in the next episode, probably for the first games of the new season, whoever that's going to be against. I don't really know. Just before I sign off and say goodbye, though, I would like to show you something that made me pretty happy. If we have a look at the job security, and we go to our little Columbia, right? Oh, look at that. Diego Corredor, my successor at Millenarius rather, very insecure. Yeah, look where they finished. 9th in the Apertura. 9th. It wasn't bloody me. It wasn't me being terrible. The squad is not good enough. Not good enough by far. Look, he's got Camilo Romero back in goal, the idiot. Diego Meneses on the transfer list. What? Sebastian Navarro on the transfer list as well? Madness. Absolute madness. Yeah. So that brought me a little crumb of comfort in the fact that, I couldn't get a tune out of this club. This guy, Diego Corredor, also can't get a tune out of the club. Very insecure. There was a moment when I was searching for jobs that it looked like Millenarius was going to become available again before I got a new job. So I did toy with the idea of going like, all right, look, we've had a break. Let's get back together, see if we can make it work. Thankfully, I found another thankfully I found another underachieving club to take me instead. So here we are. Manager of Spurs. I know I said I wanted to stay in South America, but it just didn't happen that way, and that's fine. We roll with the punches. I'm actually very excited for this challenge. I think it's going to be interesting. Premier League's hard, but there's a lot of teams and a lot of games in this league that we should really be, it's Spurs, we should really be doing okay in. It's just getting us up into that sort of like top 4, top spot at some point, hopefully, and rejuvenating the squad. That's the big challenge. That is the big challenge. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Leave a like on the video if you didn't like it. Just, engage with it for my own sanity's sake. And I'll see you. What am I doing? I'll see you soon for another episode of the Manager's Journey. All the best. Cheers. Bye.